All right, we're going to get started here. What we're going to do is first kind of recognize we're in the lunch hour or about midway through the day, usually expecting to see a volume decrease for the next, 60 minutes at least, sometimes 90, sometimes 30. But people are going to eat, traders are going to be human, so are we. So we're going to start by taking some deep breaths here. And just a reminder to everybody, when you take these deep breaths and start a mindfulness exercise, just know that your mind's likely to wander quite a bit, quite often, and that's fine. You just want to be able to notice when you wander and bring your attention back to your breathing. Bring your attention back to the exercise, regardless of what the exercise is. Just bring that attention back, understanding that your mind is likely to slip and your attention is likely to slip, and that's perfectly okay. So first thing you're going to do is just start by taking some deep breaths. And as you take the deep breaths, if you can, take them in and out through your nose. And while you are doing that, what you want to start to do is paying attention to the tip of your nose. I want you to pay enough attention that you can tell the difference in temperature between the inhale and the exhale. Because a lot of times, once you really tune in on the breathing and it going in and out through your nostrils, you'll recognize that the air feels cooler than the air you're exhaling. Or the inhale feels cooler than the air you're exhaling. So I'm going to be quiet for a second and just let yourself do that. Focus on your breathing. Noticing the tip of your nose and noticing whenever your mind wanders, it's fine. Just bring your attention back. I'm going to keep doing that for the next 20 or 30 seconds. And just notice the sound of my voice. Notice there might be judgments or thoughts about the future, or thoughts about what happened this morning in your trading. And just notice those thoughts are nothing but phenomenon of your brain. They are your brain's excrement. Your brain is excreting some thoughts right now. Just notice them. Notice the meaning you attach to them, the emotions that might be attached, or the urgency or the regret or whatever it might be. You're just noticing those things while you're taking your breaths. Trying to get tuned into your body enough that you can feel that difference between the inhale and the exhale. And then I'll ask you to bring your attention into your head. And actually, no, we're going to bring your attention down to your feet. You want to go to a different direction for a moment. I want you to bring your attention to your feet, to your legs. Just notice what your feet or legs are doing. Are you standing? Are you sitting? Are you lying? Notice the pressure between your feet and whatever they are on. If you're doing a headstand, awesome. Notice there's no pressure. And notice the pressure between the floor and your feet, or whatever it is your feet are resting on right now. Just put your attention on that pressure. You've moved your attention from the tip of your nose and those temperature differences down to your feet. and legs. We're going to start to scan our body in a minute. And of course, as you're doing all this, you're just noticing the chatter that might be going on in your mind. Notice what the observing self can observe. It's observing the sound of my voice right now. It's observing your feet right now, the pressure between the floor and your feet. Sometimes people feel their feet is pressing against the floor. Sometimes people feel the floor is pressing against their feet. We all experience things differently and perceive things differently. And notice how you're perceiving it. Notice if your mind is wandering. Notice if your mind is wondering, what is this exercise about? What am I doing right now? How things, whatever your mind might be thinking about. Did you do well this morning? Did you not do well? Did you judge the gap up? Did you have thoughts about trusting it or the data or what it means or whatever? Or are you focused on doing what's appropriate for your position and your sizing and your values and what you care about and what you're looking for in the long run? Or are you sucked into only this little tiny fraction of the market this year that took place this morning? So there's all that to be noticing, along with noticing your feet, along with noticing your lower body and taking deep breaths. There's a lot to be paying attention to and a lot to be missed if you don't do this kind of stuff regularly. There's a ton of data you may not be paying attention to. So bring your attention back to your breathing, back to your legs and your feet. I want you to start to scan up your body into your thighs. Just notice if there's tension. Notice how they feel. Notice if your legs are telling you something or if they're just feeling relaxed or whatever. Any sense of urgency down there, sense of relaxation, sense of tension, whatever. You're just looking to collect some data, doing mindfulness. Data that's going to help us understand the probabilities of our decision making for the rest of the afternoon. Where we are in the field score, how objective we are, how executive functioning is functioning at the moment. You keep moving your attention up into your torso, your lower torso, your stomach, whatever. Hips. Notice if there's anything going on down there. Are you hungry? Have you eaten enough today? Have you consumed enough water today? How are those intestines and gut and stomach feeling? What's going on down there? You got butterflies? You excited? You sick to your stomach because you lost money this morning or did something that was against your rules and didn't serve your values and your long-term big picture, your psychological higher time frames. Are you tuned into them today? Have you noticed them today? Have you worked the steps today? Notice all that stuff. And just simply notice your gut. What's going on? Is it got something to say? Is it trying to tell you something? Notice your mind. Is it judging what's going on right now? Is it judging this exercise? Is it here, present with us? Is it off in the future? Imagining shit, dreaming about shit, making up stories and believing it, and having some kind of reaction to that belief, good or bad. You doing that? Is that what it's up to, or is it here? Or is it in the past? Is it stuck a few hours ago when you should have done something you didn't, when you decided not to serve your values or didn't think about your values and were out of touch? Or earlier today when you passed an evaluation perhaps, or took some profits, or did something, felt something about and related to moving towards what's important to you. And of course, we're still noticing our breath and noticing our belly. We're going to move our attention up into our chest and our throat. We're going to see what's going on there. tension? How's your heartbeat? How's that throat feel? How's your breathing? Is it easy and light, or is it tense? You breathing deep? You breathing shallow? Is it telling you anything? How's that mind doing? Wandering here, in the future, in the past, judging. How's that breath doing? Just notice. Bring your attention up a little further into your face, your throat. Still in your throat, but up into your face as well, your jaw. Is it tense? Is it relaxed? What's it up to? Does it want to say something? Is there something you're holding back in your life? Something you want to say to somebody? Something you want to say to yourself that you're not? What's your jaw telling you? Maybe it's telling you nothing. Maybe it's telling you you're relaxed and your mind is wanting to get done with this. It's off in the future. That's fine. Just notice it's in the future and notice you have a choice to come back to the present, to the sound of my voice, to your breath. Choice. You can make it, you cannot make it. It's your call. But it's yours. And there's reasons why you might make it or not make it. And they're yours. They're not anybody else's. They're yours. That's your ownership. You get to do that. Nobody's got a right to tell you what your values are. They're yours. You can serve them or you cannot. That part's up to you as well. Take a few more deep breaths. Purposely alter your breath. Big deep breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth. Make your exhale longer than your inhale. Making your exhale longer than your inhale will help either keep your sympathetic nervous system online or bring your sympathetic nervous system online. It'll help you remain between the threes. It'll help you stay between them regardless. Take a few more big deep breaths. Make the exhale longer than the inhale. One last time, check in with your mind. What is your mind excreting right now? What shit is your mind pushing out? Thoughts about the future, thoughts about the past. What are you believing about them? Are you making any meaning out of them? About you, about yourself, about the world, about people around you, about people you care about, you love, about your decisions this morning. Just notice what your mind is excreting. Notice if the excretions are more about the future or the past. Notice the more you focus on your breath. We're still noticing our jaw and throat and face. Notice the more you focus on those things, there's less room for the excretions to take over, for those thoughts to take over. Take a few more deep breaths. And I think one last time, take a look at the feels score, the feels scale, and ask yourself where you are on that scale. If you need to look at the emotion wheel to figure out what emotions you're feeling, do that. If you don't have that stuff nearby, I'd suggest you do it. But it's your call, it's your choice, it's your values, it's your exercising of them or not, or congruency with them or not. It's not up to me, it's up to you. It's yours. All this is yours. I'd suggest looking through the mind map, looking for areas that might be affecting these things. If anything during this exercise seemed new to you or unusual, I would suggest more mindfulness in your life. I always suggest more mindfulness in people's lives. Um, what else? And notice again. Check in on basics. You're tired. You're sleepy. You need to walk. You need to eat. You need to hydrate. Um, you know, is executive function where it could be. That's how you tell those things are all these sorts of things we did the past. I don't know how long it's been. 10, holy shit, maybe 15 minutes if you stuck to this the whole time. Congratulations. Um, keep this recording, use it often. This came from a live session. There'll be more opportunities to do this before the market and midday, probably at random when I have time. I'm not going to commit to a schedule at this moment for everyone else, but you can commit to one for yourself. You can be using the random reminders. You can be working the 4 steps. You can not be. It's your call, your choice, your values. Take care. Thank you for coming. Have a good day.